skeletal loving fans, and also fans of PTG. I'm Lucky Sixes. This is Hyper G.
I am in true skeletal form today. You can't see me, but if you could, you would see I'm skeletal. You have to take my word on that.
With all the pharaoh robes and everything.
Yeah. Are they really skeletal loving, or are they just serving their purpose?
Yeah, perhaps they don't love. It's like anyone, right? Do you really love everything about you? I really love that all my powers and stuff, but these bones, man.
Yeah. Follow me around, always doing exactly what I tell them to.
Yeah.
Where's the challenge?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Just one person have a decent argument one time.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are here for our new battle book review, army book review.
Oh, that should be what they're called, battle books.
Oh, the battle
books.
Sounds
cool. Yeah.
Today we're talking about the philosophy and psychology of the Undying Dynasties pharaohs. And maybe a look at the units as well. As always, the fluff is in the book telling you where they are, and then they're kind of dotted around, mainly around the central area, but dotted around otherwise.
Yeah, I think someone just went out and just kept on dropping like a cross on the map.
Yeah,
with a big pen hovered over it, just like there. Yeah, that'll do.
And we move straight on to the army model rules. Autonomous is a rule that not everybody has, but if they have this rule, they may perform march moves as normal. Obviously, with the drawback of being undead, as you can't normally do that if you're not in the commanding presence range of anything, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it just allows them to maneuver as a normal-ish army, usually. I mean, undead have always had a kind of restriction on marching without the general or commanding presence being nearby. I mean, vampires have a similar thing with vampiric, which we'll get to in our next book review, actually.
Yes, yes.
But, yeah, this is the equivalent. It just means it doesn't cripple the army in terms of moving. And I think it's a very valid inclusion.
Yep. Dust to Dust is if there are no models with Hierophant, which is like the magical core to the army, really. Each unit containing Dust to Dust loses X, where X is equal to half their resurrected value. It used to be rolls on leadership and stuff, but now it's just a straight up half the resurrected value, which is worse for bigger stuff and not really bad for the skeletons and things like that anymore.
Yeah. It's not quite as fun either, is it? Like, I mean, it's never going to be fun for you if you're rolling Dust to Dust anyway. Yeah. But it was always fun for your opponent when your unit of zombies rolled a double 1 for their test and didn't die, and your unit of really expensive knights or whatever rolled that double 6 and just poofed. Bad examples probably, but still, it was fun.
Ensouled Statue is you lose 1 less through Crumble and Dust to Dust.
Yep.
Hierophant is you must be included with one of these, and obviously relates to the Dust to Dust rule. Undying Will is rank and file model parts with skeleton in units containing Undying Will gain +2 defense, +2 offense, lethal strike, magical attacks, and have replace their shooting weapons with aim 4+. Very, very nice.
So good. I mean, it really makes these skellies good fighters. Like, +2 defense, +2 offense takes you from being very average to being, like, elite.
Yeah, the lethal strike's an interesting one, but I know that comes up in a few of the different units as well, so it's a bit of a theme not the best AP across the board, but every now and then a few spikes.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah, and I mean the shooting weapons aiming on 4-up is a really interesting one as well, because as we'll see, the shooting doesn't suffer modifiers in quite the same way as normal armies. So that you might think that's not much of a thing. You know, surely most shooting weapons are 4-up, right? No, but in this book it's just a bit different, and this boost is just really intriguing. So
absolutely. We'll actually skip down to Aspis arrows, which is exactly what you're talking about. The model,
Sure.
A lot of the things have aspis arrows.
Mm. Yeah.
Aspi. It could be like a French thing. Aspire. Always hit on a roll equal to or greater than its aim. So, and the fact that it always means there's no negative modifiers. If they can see you, they can do it. So aiming on a 4+ means you're always hitting on 4+ no matter what. So that's an example of where that interaction is important.
Yeah. Interesting that, I suppose as well you can't boost your shooting. You can't modify it in a positive way either. Yeah. But I don't think there's a lot that can do that anyway.
Magic's toned down a bit in terms of boosting shooting, I believe. The last 6 months. There used to be
a few spells in there, but they got cut, didn't they?
Continuing with the weapons before we move back up, we've got the Great Aspis Bow, which is basically a big bolt thrower. Range 36, aim X+, obviously, depending on what it is. Shooting X rank and Aspis arrows, so the negative modifier, which is cool.
It doesn't go through models like a bolt thrower though. It's just a higher strength shot, really. And the range 36 inches is probably one of the largest ranged normal shot in the game, really, without being a bolt thrower. So or an artillery weapon.
Yeah, moving back up, Barrow Legion, unless the model has height 5 or has a model parts with beast or statue against +1 armor, metal armor, and loses light armor. Basically replaces that. Model with mount cannot benefit from this +1 armor more than once. And if you include any model with Barrow Legion, all models must have Barrow Legion. So this is, along with the next rule, a different way you can build your list within the thing, depending on sort of, I guess, where it comes from in the world. The Barrows. The second one being Terracotta Army. Models without statue gain resistant. Have their raise set to 1. What's RSR? Resurrection. Set to 1. So no multiples. Gain +1 res. Gain statue. And sold statue, which also would in the past, lose just to dust. And if an army includes any model with terracotta, all models must be terracotta. So
these two, Barrow Legion and Terracotta, they were kind of like templates to use for your army if you wanted to go with certain army builds, which is kind of a little bit not done quite that much in 9th Age. Generally in 9th Age, you're allowed to well, to be honest, this book you're allowed to do whatever you like as well. But 9th Age didn't tend to go down this route. It was one of the early things that happened in the early days of 9th Age that Undying Dynasties gained these two templates. And I think because they were kind of considered quite cool, they've stayed in. But a lot of the other armies didn't go down that route. For whatever reason, doesn't matter.
Yeah, like demons don't have mono god, for example, things like that.
Yeah, no reliance on that. But not to say you can't create your own little, like fluffy armies, but a lot of those won't be backed up with their own rules. Whereas UD have got that option, which is kind of nice. Both of them.
I like it.
Very often, but
no terracotta more so than Barrow Legion, just because it's basically just +1 armor versus +1 res, and +1 res is markedly better. Obviously, you have to pay for it a bit more, but On to magic items, we have the Godslayer, which is +1 attack, divine attacks, which means you can't use Aegis, multiple wounds 2 against Aegis. Now, this is a funny one because it's against any conditional Aegis as well. So, for example, the warriors having Aegis to toxic attacks.
Yeah.
That still means even if it doesn't apply,
a toxic attack,
any sort of Aegis means you're going to have multiple wounds 2 against you, which I think is an interesting. It's definitely very unique.
Yeah, and it probably contributes to the 80-point cost. To be fair, the fact that there aren't exceptions, any kind of sniff of an Aegis on any of your model anywhere, and you're going to get multiple wounds 2 against you. So
has to be on a great weapon, which makes sense with a weapon called Godslayer. But Scourge of Kings, hand weapon, paired weapons, attack set 6, and Zeal against characters, which is reroll to wound, reroll misses to wound.
Yeah. I think it's a really good weapon, and because it's because the attack value 6 is always a bit deceptive, because like you might already start with 3 or 4 attacks, so you're not gaining too many more. And obviously, if you're taking unpaired weapons, you're kind of nullifying the extra attack from that. You can still take it for the offensive skill, though, obviously.
Yeah, and ignore
and I think for that
like
reason, it is quite cheap for 30 points. Only gaining 1 or 2 extra attacks. But the zeal towards characters is nice, especially if you go in for a battle with that as your aim, or that as your objective.
Yeah, bit. You have to be a bit more organised in order to get your character against another character now, without challenges and things like that. But yeah, absolutely.
True.
Jackal's Blessing in armor is +2 HP and regen for 80+. I think it's very, very nice.
So good. I think every UD army should have a character with this. If I'm honest. If you're playing characters at all, then great.
Yeah. And Sandstorm Cloak, 25 points without mount. Mobility set to 8, gains autonomous, fly, and sweeping attack, which is quite an interesting one. Quite nice. But it's not a very good sweeping attack.
AP1.
But yeah. But you never know. AP1.
Rather have it than not.
Yeah. Sun's Embrace in the Shield enchantments is Distracting 1, which obviously stacks with other forms of distracting if you can get it. Very, very nice. Just not on the big stuff.
Good shield.
Yeah. And if we scroll down a bit, we've got the banner enchantments being Icon of Reflection. Use once only. When you may activate this banner when a spell is successfully cast on the bearer's unit. Immediately duplicate the effects of the spell on another friendly unit within 6, as if it had been successfully cast on that one as well. This does not trigger Death is Only the Beginning on the second unit.
We'll get to that. We'll get to Death is Only the Beginning, because my brain explodes every time we get there. But,
so this can be really good. This basically give a buff to 2 units, possibly in the same combat, possibly something else as well. So I like that a lot.
It encourages you to get involved with your army, doesn't it? And keep units together. I do feel that this one is a red flag for me, because if you've got this in your list and when you cast the spell, you don't remind your opponent that you could do this, then I think it's really on you to make sure you tell your opponent
that you could.
I'm casting this, and remember it's on my unit with Icon of Reflection for this reason. I mean, if you've said that at the start of the battle, then you're probably covered as well.
Yeah.
But don't be casting it and then letting them say, "Oh, I won't dispel it," and then you say, "Oh, great, it's now on 2 of my units instead of 1," because that's just not going to be fun.
Yeah.
So red flag for me in terms of that. But otherwise, it's a cool effect.
Yeah, Sigil of the Closed Gates, +1 mobility and Ghost Step. Ghost Step's always nice. Sort of like form of Strider, which isn't Strider. It's a lesser
Quite
Strider,
expensive
if you will.
for what it is, though.
Yeah.
I mean, +1 mobility is nice, but it doesn't help charges, though, does it, right? Mobility.
No.
They're separate, aren't they? So.
Yeah, they are, Yeah, I agree. That does seem quite a lot. Ghost Step's only so good, because it doesn't give you the Strider thing, so if you are in it, you still lose ranks and things like that as well. So, Banner of the Entombed, 45 points. If taken by character, the bearer gains ambush open terrain. If taken by rank of file model, the units gains ambush open terrain, and additional models cannot be added to the unit during army list creation. So it has to be a minimum size. But otherwise, minimum size scoring, ambitions anywhere, lovely.
Yeah, I mean, this one pops up quite often, and it's very useful to have it. I mean, the fact it's only on a core unit means you've got to somewhat babysit that unit when it does come up. But I like that the army book's got that as an option, because it's always nice to have a scoring unit in an unexpected place.
Yeah, no, I like that a lot. This gives you a lot of adaptability in the battle. Sacred Hourglass. Yeah, very much so. Wizards only, the first time each magic phase, that's good. The bearer fails a casting roll. The bearer may re-roll all magic dice for this casting roll. I like that. 80 points, so it is a lot, but it does mean you can probably get maybe one more casting out of your magic phase. One more spell attempt.
You can afford to be a little bit cheaper on your magic dice.
Yeah.
And I think we'll see it later with, death is only the beginning or whatever. It's a good way of boosting that option for you.
Yeah.
So
agreed. Crown of the Pharaohs. At the start of every friendly player turn, the wearer may lose Undying Will, and if so, a unit within 12 inches gains Undying Will. It's okay. Arguably, it makes you less for 70 points as well. Is quite a lot, I think. But it makes you less mistake prone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know. Mistake prone are the kind of items that I would take because I'm making mistakes every 5 minutes. So
yeah. No, it means that other people can use it if, like, someone's chapping your unit, for example, and not letting you play. Then you can do that, and there'll be times. I just think it's a lot for something that you could potentially sort out in your. Maybe I'm undervaluing how good that is, and maybe people will tell me. So, but
I think it's another one that you need to explain to your opponent at the start of the battle as well.
Yeah, that everyone could get that. Yeah. Death Mask of Taput, ages 5 up in horror, quite a simple one. 55 points is decent enough. Quite
it's
expensive
changed a bit over the last year or so, hasn't it? This one used to be something completely different.
Yeah.
But it is quite expensive. But I mean, ages 5 up standard is 50 points normally in the normal book.
Okay.
So there's that.
Not too bad.
So you're just getting horror for quite a cheap price, really.
Yeah, sure.
Which is okay.
Book of the Dead is a unique bound spell, which is Unfinished Duty, casting value 4+, range 12. And you choose one of the following effects for each target. Rank and file part of the target raises a number of HP, or it recovers a number of HP to its resurrected value both times. So obviously recovering being healing, and raising being creating new models. Very nice for UD.
Topical again. A lot of their stuff is all about keeping your army alive, whereas other people would die. Undying dynasties are undying. Just come back.
The Kerp Scepter for 40 points. Where wielder gains Hierophant, so is another way to get multiple Hierophants, and Dance Macabre bound spell. I like that for 40 points,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good. Bound spell 5, that's probably
is a magic move, is it still? Or is
I think so, yeah. I believe it is. And I think you also get, I think it's magic move and no, what's the one where you always hit? Dying blow.
Oh yeah. You always attack.
I think that's what it is. I'll need to look at that. But
dying blow, ghost step. You do get ghost step as well. In addition, it may immediately perform a 5-inch magical move. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Quite cool. Quite a versatile spell, really.
I like it, and getting Hierophant as well because of it. I think that's pretty good in this army, so I like that a lot. Blessed Wrappings, 1 HP, and loses 1 instance of weakness flaming attacks. Now, why is that important? Why is the 1 instance? Do they get multiple instances?
Don't know. There must be some reason why they put that in. I can't think of it right now, but we don't play this book often enough to know what might be the history of that. But
and obviously ID can give you weakness flaming attack. So maybe is that what it means?
Yeah, it could be. So maybe if ID have put their little token things on you, their flammable tokens or whatever they're called, incendiary is the word I'm looking for.
Incendiary, yeah.
Maybe if you had 1 token, you. No, because you'd still have it on your own unit. We'll see as we get to the units.
We'll see.
I was trying to think of a good example, but I don't think I can.
Fair play. Scroll of Desiccation is during the pre-game selections, choose a field forest or water terrain that's not been placed during game selection. So that's like not one of Beast Herds or Sylvan's Forest, for example. It ceases to be the terrain feature it was and loses its terrain rules, becomes a desert terrain feature with dangerous terrain 6+ for all enemy units. I like it a lot. 20 points. That could be pretty useful, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty long scroll. Like, a lot of the scrolls and potions are one use, one turn. But this one's affecting the whole battle.
Yeah.
So it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one, actually. And it doesn't give, like, it won't disrupt anything, obviously, because it's desert, but dangerous terrain 6+ on its own. But I think that can be pretty good, I think.
Yeah, it's before deployment, right? Because during pre-game selections.
Yeah.
So to some extent, your opponent can just deploy, avoiding it. But also, you're inflicting in your opponent's game plan, which I know is something on your list of things to do. So.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. It could stump one of your opponents at a tournament, and that could be crucial. So I like that. 20 points as well, not too much. I think that's quite cool. As always, on your screen for the last minute or so has been the shared magic items. We're not going to go through them. Nice to have some scrolls, lots of scrolls there. Anything else nothing really. Another banner of speed is nice, but yeah, otherwise, There you go. Moving swiftly on to the hereditary spell, which is Duty is Eternal. The target gains +1 res. It's a solid spell, I think, for...
It's quite a cheap casting value as well for something. Res is pretty important in the game, I think.
I don't know, 9 is like 3 dice minimum.
Oh, it is, but it's not 4, is what I mean. you know.
What's the -1 to wound for ogres? How much is that?
I'll have a look.
It seems similar to that sort of thing. 9 seems like a general... Most of them are sort of 8, 9, 10, 11.
Well, Children of Umi's 6 up.
6 up, okay.
Yeah. But that is only melee, so don't get too anti-ogre.
I wasn't. I wasn't at all. I was just likening it to a thing. But yeah, I think most of them are sort of 8, 9, 10, 11. You don't get many that are 12+, and you don't get many that are 7-. So I think that seems like in the middle.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
It's only 12-inch range as well. So that's quite a small bubble.
Yeah. Right, moving on to the Pharaoh. Offensive, defensive 6, res 5, strength 5, basic, 4 attacks, 4 HP. Discipline 9 is nice. Not that discipline really comes up too much within this. I guess it will only be for like reforms and things like that. Yeah. Has an instance of weakness flaming attacks already in it, so I guess that's where it'll be. Has the Undying will within it as well. Otherwise you can get a great Aspis bow, as well as all the other equipment that most people can have. Can be equipped on a horse, a chariot, or a Shah Guardian, which is a very nice one. And if you have it on a Shah Guardian, you lose 1 instance of weakness flaming attacks. I'm quite intrigued. As we can see, we can be Lord of the Barrow Legion or Commander of the Terracotta Army. They basically give you whatever you choose and allow you to pick the army specifically based on that.
Yep. Yeah, and every model list is going to have an option for how much they'll cost. Because once you've selected one model that has to be within those, then all models. So every single model has a points per model once you've gone down that route.
It does. And we'll see that as we go. But otherwise, pretty standard stuff from the big guy. Nothing really.
Yeah, interesting. He's got 4 HP as a basic infantry.
Yeah.
Like, that's always been an undead thing, to have a little bit more. And obviously 4 attacks as well is quite nice.
The Nomarch, who is... Well, I was going to say the mini version, but he's actually quite different. Offensive, defensive 4, 3 HP, 3 attacks, strength 4, res 5 still. Weakness, flaming attacks in there, as well as all the undead stuff rules. Loads of options to make him different things. It can be on an Amut but not if you're Barrow Legion, and Shah Guardian as well, but not if you're Barrow Legion. Barrow Legion's kind of like infantry, really, is where you're going with that. We'll see as we go on. But it does have some other options: Tomb Harbinger, Deathless Noble, and Tomb Architect. Each 3, 40, and 90 points respectively, as well as all the standard sort of chief options like Captain, General, etc., etc. BSB.
Yeah, it's interesting that it doesn't come with Undying Will as standard. It has to get that through Deathless Noble or Tomb Harbinger. The Tomb Architect doesn't give him Deathless Noble, but that's because he's usually working. If he's doesn't give him Undying. I've lost my words there. You know
Undying
what I mean?
Will, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But if you're playing a Tomb Architect army, then chances are you've got statues, and that's kind of what you're going with, the Ensouled statue idea.
Yeah.
And so you won't have as many skeletons to be affected by Undying Will. But it's worth just making sure you get your synergies right from the start.
Yeah, definitely. And it does,
because you have to choose one of those three, you should be fine.
Yeah, and it does sort of start pushing you towards some synergies, which are really nice, and characters do buff up units. Firstly, that
hugely.
they're in, but also that other ones as well. Tomb Architect, obviously, buffing up the statues, as you say, giving them regen, which is nice. Tomb Harbinger giving Fury on lethal strike on itself, and I will as well.
Yes, which gives him the extra plus defensive and offensive as well.
Yeah.
So, like you said, that like the Nomarch reduces its offensive and defensive down 2 on the Pharaoh, but he can very soon become Tomb Harbinger and get back to 6/6, which is very good. And Fury to boot, which is nice. I like that.
Cool. Moving on to the Death Cult Hierarch, and this is. Is this the guy that comes standard with Hierophant? It's not, is it?
Well, it is. It is. Traditionally, it is your Hierophant, but you have to do the Soul Conduit thing in order to gain it. And Soul Conduit is something you have to physically select for 10 points. So you could not have him as your Hierophant. But I think because you must include a Hierophant, chances are you're going to put it on him. I mean, obviously we've seen a magic item. What was it called? The
Scepter.
Curved Scepter, which means you could put Hierophant on one of your Nomarchs or Pharaohs instead.
Anyway,
but I think for the sake of 10 points, your Death Cult Hierarch is probably the most likely choice for your Hierophant anyway. And that gets you the additional boost from Death is Only the Beginning, which is half of this page of rules, really.
I know. Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, I mean, Death is Only the Beginning. It's something that always catches me out, because even if my opponent explains it, even if I know full well what this book can do, I will still forget how it works. And I think it's changed a lot, but every time I say that to a UD player, they say, no, it's been this for a while.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, right, okay, I still just haven't got it.
Yeah,
and basically, each time the model successfully casts a learn spell of type Augment or Universal, choose one of the following effects for a single targeted friendly unit. The rank and file part of the target raises a number of HP equal to its resurrected value, or a single model in the target recovers a number of HP equal to its resurrected value. And this effect cannot be applied more than twice on the same health pool in each magic phase. So it's very worth paying attention to your opponent's magic if they've got Augment or Universal spells, because that's where they're going to be healing wounds. So, I mean, if they've charged a unit into combat and you're thinking, I can probably deal with that unit of combat, even if they get an Augment spell off to buff them a little bit, just be aware that it's not only an Augment buff spell, it's also they're gaining an extra rank of models behind the ones that charged you. And it's any Augment spell. So really, you've got to really be looking at what magic spells the opponent's got.
Yeah, and you as a general,
range.
obviously take Augments and Universals as much as you can.
Of course.
Cosmology, Divination, and Evocation do pander to that quite nicely. So you're going to be able to do it fairly easy without thinking, but don't just take missiles.
Yeah, and the Soul Conduit, which, like I say, is 10 points for a Hierophant, which is probably what you're going to be doing, but You don't have to. Just boosts the range of Death is Only the Beginning to 18 inches as well, which is very cool. So you don't just have to rely on the actual range of the spell that you're casting. You can do it on an 18-inch. So on any friendly unit, not even the one that the spell was cast on, which is really cool.
Yeah. And if you don't choose Evo, which is that option, then you get Whispers of the Veil as well. So lots of stuff there. The additional thing to note, obviously, you can be a master and things, but as you can get on the Arc of Ages as well, which is a mount we'll get onto in a sec. But yeah, otherwise this is your magic caster. You're not going to do anything in combat. Don't think about that. Don't
keep him out of combat.
Yeah, don't give him any sort of weapon. Onto the mounts. So, I mean, in terms of that, fairly straightforward in terms of character. There is a bit of customization within that. But yeah, otherwise pretty simple. 3 options.
Yeah, they used to have the Tomb Architect or the Necrotect or whatever it was called in the versions, but that's been merged into the non-arc, which makes sense really. So
I think so. Yeah, it's surprisingly simple for each character option as well. So once you get your head around everything, Skeletal Horse is bog standard, +1 armor, charge 8. Skeleton Chariot gives you +1 armor, no additional HP, which is interesting, but I think they're all kind of high HP anyway. Impact hits D3 +3 at strength 5 AP2, and can be a chariot of Nefet Ra, which is a bigger chariot, giving you fly, solitary, and loses exclusive, so you can put it on its own. There you go.
Yeah.
And Amut gives you +1 armor, charge mobility 7, and is 3 attacks at strength 5, AP2. I think this is like trying to be one of those snake things. I want to say
snake things. Yeah, I think
poison
so.
attack, stomp attack, and otherwise ensouled statue. On a chariot base, basically. The Arc of Ages. I quite like this guy. He has a Sacred Arc. Is his special thing, giving you learn spells cast by friendly units within 12 of him, gain +6 inch range. So I like that a lot. You see a lot of things. I mean, as well as being 5 HP, res 5, with +2 armor, Aegis 5 up standard. You've got some Necro Guard with Aspis Arrows, Lethal Strike on there. You've got some Bound Spirits and stuff, and Impact hits D6 at strength 5. It's a pretty good chariot, anyway, as well as giving you the Aegis and a bit more HP for your potential Hierophant. But the Sacred Arc I like a lot, actually.
Yeah, I think it's like a really good bunker boost. Like if you're going to play a wizard in a bunker, then give him this for a bit more status. And, you know, the synergy that it gets with increasing the range of your learn spells as well is really nice with Death is Only the Beginning.
Yeah.
You're not worried about the unit he's with, and you're just going to bunker him up with this, and it's really cool. Really cool.
Like that a lot. The Shah Guardian, that is your big Sphinx type thing. The other modelling things are available. Charge and mobility only 6, so it's quite a slower one. You do have Swift Stride with that, being height 5 and Terror, but that's probably one of the biggest weaknesses of this. Otherwise, though, 6 HP, res 8. Nice. With Eternal Guardian being you half multiple wounds coming at you, rounding up. But this guy ain't going anywhere soon.
No. I mean, and also with Ensouled Statue, you know, that rule.
Yeah.
Which means that you reduce the number of HP lost due to dust and unstable. It is really handy for you're just not going to die that quick. Even from combat res, because of that.
No, I like it. Offensively, it's not nothing to sniff at. 5 attack, strength 5, AP2 with lethal, poison, and D6 stomps as well. Offensive 4 as well, so slightly better than your average bear. But it's not bad. An interesting.
You might be laughing with your average bear. I'm just trying to work out, are there any bears in 9th Age? And why not?
Ascalanders will. Surely. Anyway.
Sorry.
That's right. Into core, and we're straight on to skeleton warriors.
I want you to compare every unit against the average bear.
The average, but this is much weaker than the average bear.
Okay, thank you.
But you do get the numbers. You
do.
And what you will see as well in the options, the Barrow Legion, Terracotta Army, always an option there as well. So shield, halberd, spear, and shield are your options here. Otherwise, there ain't much to talk about here. You can
60 models you can get in a unit.
Yeah, nice. 60 models for the thing. So yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm just gonna move on. Skeleton archers, even weaker than the average bear, with defensive 2. Aspis arrows though, so from range, could probably down an average bear, I think.
Well, with enough of them shooting, yeah.
Yeah, and unless the average bear got into range, got into combat with a bow or a longbow, but you can only have one unit with that per pharaoh. Yeah. Otherwise,
what you need to really pay attention with these two units is that the Undying will could potentially increase their defensive and the offensive by 2. Yeah. You know, like that defensive and offensive 3 on skeleton warriors. If that becomes 5, then I mean, yes, they're not going to smash real elites. But they are going to be.
But defensive 4 is nothing to, and especially if you've say got parry or if you don't, and then it suddenly becomes you're hitting them on 4 up rather than 3.
Yeah,
that is important.
Yeah,
and then
it gives you the option to take halberd on spears and shield without having to rely on parry, doesn't it? So
agreed. Yeah, and Undying will obviously giving them lethal strikes quite important.
Indeed.
One as well. But yeah, interesting. The archers, Terracotta Army, and Barrow Legion are the same points there. Obviously, because you're not going to be relying on their res so much
on their combat. Defensive skills.
Yeah, stuff like that there. So yeah, Skeleton Cav can be scoring. Not like troops. These ones,
no.
But
do have a bit of vanguard as well. I love that they've got a unit that's 24 models, a cavalry model unit. 24 models.
I mean, it starts at 10,
not like 20 or something.
Yeah, it starts at 10 as well, doesn't it? And you can resurrect 4. If I go back, I haven't mentioned that, I guess. The archers and skeleton warriors resurrect 6. So again, there's no rolling. It's just this is what you get. Yeah. Not much to say about the skeleton cav. They're not like your typical cav in they don't have armor, so they will go down, but obviously you can raise them back up. So,
yeah, exactly.
Give them a bit more armor with Barrow Legion, but Terracotta Army I think is still pretty good here value.
Well, I mean the Barrow Legion takes them to a 3-up armor instead of 4-up, which might be worth considering. But again, like you said, Terracotta and the res is really important if you're going down that route.
Yeah.
Interesting, they got lances. I mean, strength 5.
That's cool. Strength 5, decent enough. Yeah, I mean, you got 24 of them, but res 4 with Terracotta Army and strength 5. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, scoring as well, and like you say, no light troops, so a mobile scoring unit.
Yeah. Skeleton Scouts, these are light troops, so you not be scoring, but obviously you still take a standard and things if you're getting them into combat. These do have bows though, so you're very, very unlikely to. These are just scouting and annoyance, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they can't be terracotta, unfortunately.
Yeah, bow 4 up as standard is pretty nice. These steps, but you're only getting 10, so don't worry too much. Skeleton Chariots in core, which are very, very nice. 3 to 7 models here. They have
an iconic choice for UD, isn't it? Really?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They're only strength 4 charioteers, but the actual chassis is strength 5 with D3 plus 1 impact hits, so slightly less impact.
I think that's the price they pay for having them in core, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually, our light troops aren't scoring, but you can choose and make them scoring basically with Legion Charioteers, to help out your scoring if you are putting a big chunk of points into these guys. I mean, how much is it? It's 421, so 460 points. You're talking 500 points, maybe. Yeah, maybe 600 points get up to, with a maxed out unit.
Yeah. If you want to go down that line, I mean, you can also stick a character on a chariot and put them in as well for a nice 4x2 formation if you want to go down that route or whatnot. But I always forget that these guys can shoot. Like the charioteers have got can for free gain bows and aspis arrows. Why wouldn't you, really? Yeah, I'm surprised that's not just included, to be fair. But I suppose that's a modelling thing. Like if you didn't want to have your units modelled with arrows, then don't choose it. But
yeah. Halberd or lance are the options as well. So yeah, really nice to have these, as you say, iconic things in core.
Yeah.
Moving on to special, and we have the Necropolis Guard. I'll just
you can't say it as Necro, can you?
No,
Necropolis Guard.
Necropolis Guard. And these have Lethal Strike as standard, Bodyguard, No Mark on Pharaoh, which is 2 of the 3 characters, which is nice. Dying Blow to boot, as well as having the option for Shield, Halberd, or Head Weapons, which is very, very nice. Strength 4, AP 1 standard, with offensive, defensive 3. Obviously, paired weapons can help that out as well. These guys are very, very, very good. Lethal Strike and Dying Blow options are very, very nice to have innately.
Yeah. I think all of their weaknesses are mitigated by Dying Blow, and the fact they've got Lethal Strike as well means you've got to really think twice if you want to fight them.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because obviously the biggest weakness is armor 6 up. They don't have any armor. They're going to die.
No.
Maybe with shield a little bit. They might survive a bit, but are very, very unlikely. But they're going to be raised. Resurrected 4 plus. Sorry, just 4. there's no plus anymore. Yeah. But yeah. Tomb Cataphracts.
Terracotta is expensive for that reason.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
they haven't got a lot of defense, so yeah.
Does Terracotta make them res 5?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's the best value there. Tomb Cataphracts. We have Ensouled Statue. They have Swift Rider, Charge, Mobility 7. They also have Lethal Strike with the guys on top with Halberds. And the Amuts are the snake things with poison attacks, as we mentioned earlier. Pretty good, 3 HP, 3 to 5 models. Fairly cheap.
Yeah, I think so.
Say 500 points for 5 without maybe a bit expensive. Maybe more on the expensive side, actually.
I think we have to be careful, don't we? Because we don't play this book, so we would jump in and say that's cheap, and then have to go back on ourselves and say it's quite expensive.
I immediately have the bases. 5 of them at 500 points without ambush or terracotta, etc. stuff. Although that's actually free. But interesting. I think
I like that you can ambush with these guys. The idea of having them just pop up out of the ground is awesome. And they're a unit that you would have to really focus on to deal with, irrespective of whether they've got terracotta army or not. I mean, if you've got terracotta, then they can't ambush, so I guess they're not popping up for that reason. I like this unit, and I would always play them as popping up just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
An open terrain ambush is really cool. So
agreed. The Shabti. So these are the fighting Shabti, because we do get on to some bow Shabti. But yeah, 3 HP, res 4, strength 5, AP 2, 3 attacks each, and sorcerer statue stuff. Paired weapons or halberd is the thing here. I quite like paired weapons, although you do lose out in the second rank, don't you, for attacks? So arguably that's the reason halberds cost and paired weapons aren't, I think. But yeah, I like these. These guys are pretty solid. 4 up armor at res 4 is not too bad.
I mean, you kind of would want them to be res 5, but the reason you don't get res 5 is because of terracotta.
Yeah,
and
it is free.
Made them res 5.
Yeah. So it is free
They'd soon
within
be
the
unkillable.
Terracotta Army, so that's pretty good.
Mm.
The cost
Yeah,
is
of course,
all in the
whenever we
basic.
mention the buff that you can get from Terracotta, you have got to bear in mind that once you go down that route, the whole army's got to be that route.
Yes, so
But
there's a tax.
yeah, there is. But it's usually not a bad thing.
No.
So.
Shabti archers are the bow Shabti. These are the ones where the great Aspis bows are, other than the characters, I think, so far. Yeah, and do exactly what you say on the tin. Can't have the weapon options and can't be. Oh no, they can be scoring. Yeah, and can't have a
Yeah.
magical banner. I think the Shabti can.
Yep.
Yes.
Correct.
So otherwise are pretty similar. You can have you can't have as many of these guys in one unit.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise, I really like
Yeah.
the great Aspis bow at 4+.
It's a very good weapon. Very good weapon at 36 inch range as well. You know,
Yeah.
you can just sniper things out of the air. This is how two very similar options should be laid out, by the way, Ninth Age. Like, don't
I
have that
agree.
little silly method of listing them next to each other with
I
different prices.
agree.
Just put
Yeah.
them in two different unit entries. I know they look very similar and they're just changing their weapons, but I just prefer it looking like this. Thank you very much.
Yep. Great vultures are charge mobility 9, so one of the biggest, the best.
Really cool.
They're also flyers as well. With regards to that, so really good chaff. 3 of them, so 6 HP for 130 points as well is pretty good. In the world of Ninth Age nowadays, I like that a lot. Hard target 1 on Res 4 is nice as well. Only 2 HP each, so sometimes you get these slightly bigger things with 3 HP. So there is that, but they can obviously be raised. And starting at 6 HP isn't too bad. These can't be terracotta in any way, shape, or form.
No, they can't. And I'm not sure you'd want them to be Barrow Legion either, but you have to pay for it on the whole army, like we've been saying. So, you know, it's good that you can include it. Interestingly, they don't have any afflict or anything like that, which you might find on similar units. But that's not a terrible thing. And the only thing to mention about their chaff capabilities, because you said it's a really good thing to have fly and 9 chaffing responsibility, is they don't have autonomous.
No.
So you have got to keep them close to your commanding presence in order to fly them away. So be a bit careful where you need that chaff to burst into action.
Yeah, but with 18 inches, if you keep them fairly close to your Hierophant or whatever, then you should be laughing. Scarab swarms, and I've seen these used multiple ways. I have seen these used chaff and just tar pits, and actually I've seen them in the past been used as offensive skill, because they do start with, or offensive capabilities, do start with 6 attacks at AP1. I know they're only strength 2, but they have AP1 and poison, and there are obviously ways in the past of boosting those little stats there. Distracting a hard target mean that their 5 HP is actually pretty good for them. They again only res 2, but 5 HP each one. I mean, it's 30 HP with distracting if you get a big unit of 6, and height 0 means they don't get supporting attacks. Is that right?
I guess so. Yeah. So I've not really thought of it like that, but yeah.
They have, as you were mentioning, the afflict in there as
and that
special
-1
rules.
agility is quite useful for a relatively low agility army.
And otherwise, Ghastly Swarm is the only other option which you get within Barrow Legion. Again, these guys, from what I can see, can't be taken in Terracotta Army lists.
No.
The model's resurrected value is set to 1 if you take Ghastly Swarm. It's Aegis 3+ against non-magical attacks. That's pretty good. Aegis 5 up normally, Ghost Step, loses hard target, and Skirmisher. But yeah, I quite like that option. It is 30 points per model if you're doing this, so yeah, really boosting their cost in that from that point of view.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's kind of like the equivalent of the old ethereal stuff for the vampires, isn't it? Giving them the 3-up Aegis, but yeah, quite cool little feature of your army if you go for that.
Yeah, I quite like the versatility on these guys. They kind of have a bit of everything. Again, jack of all trades, master of none, right? But it is.
Yeah.
I quite like that you can use them in different ways. Lots and lots of moving around. Scarab swarms. We're on to Sandstalkers. And these guys. This petrifying gaze has changed over the years. Somewhat. So this is another part of the reason we're doing these things is to actually, what is it currently? The petrifying gaze being the main thing, they do have autonomous and stuff like that. So once they've ambushed, which is very likely, they can just move around and march everywhere, which is nice. But petrifying gaze is a auto hit within 12 inches, 2 shots each at strength.
No strength, they just wound on 5s.
Yeah, we would just wound on 5-ups with AP 10. So love that. Yeah. Love that quite a lot. Can stand and shoot as well. That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's unexpectedly lethal, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
lethal's probably operative word with it, really, being AP 10. Yeah, I mean, I guess you need to be hitting automatically because of the wounding is only on 5-ups. And 2 shots isn't a huge amount. So if you get 3, or whether you got 3 or 4, you're only going to be like wounding 3 or 4 if you're lucky.
Yeah. Super good against those high elite cav units. We
had a battle report fairly recently with me getting my cavalry just getting deleted by a couple of these units.
Yeah.
So.
And I mean, ambushing up and being able to light troops march around everywhere is pretty nice.
It is.
It means that you can. They're a big footprint on chariot bases, but if you get lucky, I think you can keep them annoying the opponent for 2, 3, 4 turns. You know.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Next up is the Casket of Fatep.
Can't say I've seen this guy in action that much.
No, not too much. You get with it. You are Wizard Conclave 2, so you do get a channel, which is nice. We won't talk too much about the Necropolis Guards. There, they have Lethal Strike and Halberd, but they're just there to protect it with 5 HP, Res 4, 5-up Arbor, 5-up Aegis. The spells cast by the Fate Casket gain 12-inch range, and you get Thunder and Lightning, Augury of Despair, and Soul Blight from Cosmo, Div, and Evo, respectively. Can be included in both Barrow and Terracotta armies for a little cost. Otherwise it's just a bit of a magical boost, I guess, with some spells.
Yeah, and emplacement just means that it can't march or flee or anything like that. Not that you would be fleeing in this army anyway.
And just to reiterate that, they've got charge mobility 0. So
yes, exactly.
You're not getting confused like that. Does the arc increase the ranges of these spells? I guess they're not really, because they're not.
It's not a wizard.
Augment.
It's only wizards that get to increase their range, isn't it? I think from the arc, if I remember rightly.
Well, it is a wizard conclave, technically.
Oh, sure. Okay.
So I don't know, but I don't know whether
learn spells cast by friendly wizard within 12 inches.
Yeah. Anyway, put it in the comments, peeps, if that affects that. But 12-inch doesn't seem too much, but I guess if you put it dead center, it can be annoying.
Yeah. I think it would affect it. So I think you would get that extra range. But I suppose it's not going to be that terrible. It's not going to be that overpowered because the thing can't move anyway.
Yeah, so. I don't know whether I like this. 230 points for channel and 3 spells with something that's 5 HP at Aegis 5-up, basically, is what you're looking at. It's all right. I don't think it's it could really help the buff up your magic phase a bit if you're just an adept, only being able to squeeze an adept in or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's just all right, like you say.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's like massively too expensive because you get channel out of it, you get 3 spells.
That's it.
But So it just seems alright. The charnel catapult. Carnal.
Yeah.
Charnel.
Charnel.
Yeah. There's no flaming attack, so char is perhaps not the thing. But yeah, it is a catapult with strength 7, AP 3, area attack 2x2, multiple wounds 2, hitting on a 4+, 48-inch range. Otherwise, your standard War Machine stuff, so 5 HP, res 4. Yeah, 210 points, seems about right.
Yeah, it's good because it's got the multiple wounds 2 on a direct hit, which is what you're really looking for in a catapult. The bonus of causing a panic test on units if they take a HP loss is a nice one as well.
Rather than needing 3.
Yeah, that little thing has gone now, really. But I think the panic test, because it makes you shaken rather than fleeing, is not quite as powerful as it used to be. But it still cripples the unit that fails their panic test. So if you can do this to a couple of units on your opponent's army from during the game, then that minimal area attack is actually looking quite nice.
Yeah. Moving on to the entombed section, and other things can be entombed as we've seen already. But the Sand Scorpion, charge mobility 7, 4 HP, res 5, 5 up armor, 4 attack, strength 5. Has a stomp, lethal strike, poison. Can be ambushed from anywhere. Can be in both Barrow Legion and Terracotta for free, which is nice. And otherwise is as you see on the screen.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like Scorpions in this army. I always have. They're one of my favourite units to play. If I were, I'd be including the maximum amount. And I think res 5 on these guys is awesome.
It is.
The fact that you can do res 5 and make them Terracotta army is just red rag to my bull, you know.
Yeah.
But I just want that for 140 points. Getting a res 6 model is incredible.
Does it increase? Does it increase it to res 6? Is it because it's got beast in?
Oh, don't go ruining my day.
I've got a feeling that isn't it mounts and I think we said it. I'm gonna move up just purely because of that. Terracotta army. If an army,
Terracotta army is not
with statue.
Not the beast one.
Oh yeah,
Barrow Legion's the beast one. I'm back in the game.
You're back in the game, yeah, absolutely. So
res 6 for 140 points. Yes, please.
Yeah.
Oh, love it. I mean, someone's going to tell me why that's not allowed. But
no. Models without statue. I think you're back out the game. Models without statue have their res set to 1, gain +1 res statue. Yeah, I think otherwise
this guy's already a statue. He doesn't get it. Oh,
sorry, mate. Okay. You're back out the game. You're benched.
Yeah, I'm not going to do the rest of the book. I'm done.
Yeah. All right. Well, nice to see everyone. But yeah, that is entombed. They are the entombed things. So you can not do any more of the entombed section. Mason's Menagerie, though, Battle Sphinx is very similar to the next one that we're going to, the mount that we've already looked at, and the Dread Sphinx. The Battle Sphinx is much more. I'm trying to very quickly look at the differences, and I can't really.
We need a proper UD player to analyze.
So the Battle Sphinx has riders. So this is the guy that is not a flyer. Yeah. So he's on ground, not flying around everywhere. Doesn't have light troops, and has some load of riders. 5 lethal strike, strength 4, strength 5, AP2 riders. It's pretty nice. To have alongside them. Itself is 5 attacks at strength 5 with poison, stomp attacks, D6 maximized. It's very, very nice. 406 points.
The Battle Sphinx is your infantry killer, whereas the Dread Sphinx is your monster killer.
Yes, sure. Really. So 6 HP, res 8, as we've seen before. 3 up armor is very, very solid as well. Moving down to the Dread Sphinx, and as you see, you can see the multiple wounds D3 being one of the main things. And a great weapon on the Dread Sphinx itself. So it's strength 7, AP 4 with multiple wounds, D3 against height 4 or 5. with 5 or more starting HP. Cool, that's niche.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Well, it's more niche. What things are strength 4 and 5, height 4 and 5 with less than 5 HP? That's going to be the niche section.
Yeah. I mean, the Amuts, those guys, what were they? They were height 4, weren't they? The Tomb Cataracts are height 4 with 3 HP. So in a mirror match, don't go against Tomb Cataracts.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, this guy obviously
too far.
yeah. This guy having fly as well is pretty nice, and swift stride. I'm just going to move back up. Does the other guy have? So this Battle Sphinx doesn't have autonomous.
Okay.
Whereas the Dread Sphinx does as well. So I think overall it seems a bit. Well, I guess with Battle Sphinx, the meta being infantry, right? So you sort of initially have the Battle Sphinx is better, but the Dread Sphinx has a lot of. I do like autonomous, I do like fly, and I do like the multiple wounds thing at strength 7. I think that is pretty good. So yeah, I see both of these being used for different reasons.
Yeah.
400 points for Dread Sphinx.
So quite up properly.
Yeah, definitely. I do like that. I think for me the Dread Sphinx is slightly pips it. But yeah. Otherwise, I think the Tomb Reapers are the last one. I'm just going to check. Oh, they're not. They're not. Tomb Reapers are the penultimate one, maybe.
That's it.
The 2 to 4 models, so quite expensive, guys. 4 HP, res 4, height 4. Sorry, res 5. Lethal Strike and Stomp, autonomous as well, which is good. And a bit of a Vanguard and Fly. So again, very, very hard to chaff in that you can't. 4 attacks, strength 5, AP 2. It's pretty nice. Per thing.
Yeah.
4 attacks seems a little bit low, actually.
Well, I suppose you can put paired weapons on them to get an extra attack if you want to, because you're already strength 5 and lethal. Which is why the paired weapons probably costs a bit more.
Yeah.
You're probably only having one file, one rank.
I agree. I think paired weapons just seems to make much more sense overall. Offensive,
especially becoming offensive 6 is really nice.
Yeah, so I think that's for me. They are expensive, guys, but you do get a lot of autonomous and fly and Vanguard. It does mean that they're pretty good. 4 HP at res 5. 4 up armor is nice,
only 4 up armor is a little bit of a concern. I think I'd prefer them if they were 3 up armor, but I guess that's what Barrier Legion is for, maybe. So
and you can raise them up. Can't be used in terracotta, interestingly.
No.
So there you go. And then Colossus. This is one that Tony uses quite a bit, and Paul when they use UD. Charge and mobility 7. He is a light troops terror guy with grind attacks and stomp attacks, which is very cool, as well as 6 attacks at strength 6 AP 3. 5 HP at res 6, armor 4, so 3 up, is pretty good as well. Paired weapons seems to be the main choice for me as well on this. Just does so much, I think. But it can have a great giant Aspis bow. Or great weapon, and Scales of Destiny are another option you can have instead. This makes it gain Hierophant, Wizard Apprentice, and access to Cosmo, Divination, and Evocation. That's really cool.
It's good fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. It's the most expensive one, which is interesting.
I suppose because Wizard Apprentice. Yeah, I mean you're not getting any channel with it, but
the Hierophant, right, as well. So it's important. Yeah. So the Colossus could be the one bulking up your army.
Yeah, it's quite nice, quite fun.
But yeah, the giant Aspis bow is a bolt thrower of much more familiar type as well.
Yeah, multiple wounds D3 as well on strength 6, which is very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, that brings us to the end of this review.
I'm not
sure.
Mistakenly thought Tomb Reapers could get the Barrier Legion +1 armor, but they can't because they're statues, just in case anyone wants to correct me on that in the comments. But yeah, I know, I was wrong. But yeah, I like this
wants
book.
to correct you.
Yeah, I know. I like this book. I think it's got some really cool options. I think it really leads you towards a synergy army.
Yeah.
And letting your imagination run wild, which I really like. Whether or not you think it's worth doing is another matter.
Yeah, sure. There's mechanically whether it's efficient or not, but I do like all the options there, and you do get a real sense of what the army's trying to do and what its background and fluff is anyway. So I think this is one of the big wins of Ninth Age in terms of the actual design. Again, the argument is whether it's good.
That is it.
As a book. I don't think it's top tier from that, and it's not the most popular one going. There was a time when the Necro Guard did get every single rule under the thing.
Yeah, they're distracting as well as an option, didn't they?
Poison and stuff. Yeah.
But I still think they're pretty good though. So
yeah. They're fairly solid. Let us know your thoughts on whether you think they're good. Maybe we're underestimating a lot of stuff, and they are.
I imagine we are. Yeah.
Or we've missed something, and they're incredibly terrible. Let us know in the comments, and let us know if your experiences with UD and and the review. As I say, these reviews are all aimed at just seeing what's in the book. That will change come
to remind ourselves.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't change too much what's in it and the rules, but the prices obviously might change in the new year.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll leave it there today. Thanks very much for watching. If you have joined us till this point, thanks for joining me, Hyper G, as always.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure for my scatty, random, tangenty comments.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Where would we be without our own tangents?
Yeah.
Get that on a t-shirt.
Don't forget to look after your average bears, folks.
Yep, look after your average bears. That's if you take one message from this book review, it's support Yogi.
I'd say he's an exceptional bear, to be honest, not an average bear.
No,
but
true.
We won't go down that route.
I mean, speaking of tangents, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click all the notification buttons and everything. Check out all our other stuff. And just generally be yourselves. Well done, everyone. I'm done. I don't know if you can tell. So I'm going to go. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. All that stuff. See you later.